Guys, quick. Something funny about Twice or Toga. No? Nothing? Oh, that's right. Nothing was funny about this chapter. It was just intense and badass. What's up? It's Truth Hero, and welcome back to another My Hero Academia chapter review. Today, we'll be discussing Boku no Hero Academia chapter 229 of the manga. What an absolute intense and gripping chapter this is for all you fans of Jin Bubaigawara, myself included. He sees himself trying to kill his best friend. He confronts his past again. And, in fear of splitting, in fear of losing himself, he reclaims his true identity. So join me as we review this chapter of My Hero Academia and take a second look at Twice. But first, let's talk about the Liberation Army for a second. Skeptic can in fact create and control puppets, but it's very interesting how he does this. He uses micro devices from Redestro's company, as well as communication devices from his own tech company. And this makes me wonder, without these devices, would the puppets be loyal to him? Especially if someone's breaking your concentration and your train of thought like Giran was. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Without technology, would the puppets be loyal to Skeptic? Or another way of asking this is, does his quirk have a natural ability to use mind control or some other form of control to keep his puppets in line and listening to him? Really, Broker? Really, Giran? Was it really time for a Twice pun? Hey, give him props though. He's making puns and jokes, even though he's being held hostage and has been tortured. And don't forget, has no fingers on one hand. Moving on, Twice confronts the fact that when he is out of control or divided, he himself is actually trying to kill Toga. I wonder, if Twice cloned himself and the clone simply just didn't listen to him, would they still try to kill Toga? We know this is because the white-clad Twices are actually puppets following orders from the Liberation Army, but even if Twice divided himself and the clone staged a coup against him, I think they would still regard Toga as a friend. In this chapter, I didn't think we'd see more of Twice's backstory, but man, I'm glad we do. It's a great look at how someone who has been through tragedy, Twice's parents dying, unfortunate circumstances, the motorcycle accident and criminal record, and basically having the world throw everything at them, can really leave someone with no other option than to turn to crime, and in this case, villainy. Twice is told, even if you take a wrong step, you can always turn your life around. Can you? Look, I'm not going to dive into how we treat reformed criminals, but given the fact that this is Japan, a criminal record would make Twice's future pretty void of opportunity. However, this lack of opportunity and abundance of tragedy leads Twice to meet Giran, and it's here that he finally feels accepted. He's finally home, as all he's ever wanted was friends, people that he could trust. Maybe people that he could know were there for him so he wouldn't have to feel so alone. Even Giran says, Twice, people like you are actually a lot more common than you think. I've talked about how My Hero Academia comments on disenfranchised and outcast people numerous times, but this is another great addition to this concept. There are so many people who have one instance or area in society that they can't fit into, and for many, this combined with taking that first step, unfortunately, leads them down a very bad path. There is a very cool theme of broken arms in this chapter. Breaking someone's arm in a motorcycle accident is actually the first step which got Twice into this downward spiral that slippery sloped him to villainy in the first place. Twice tells Giran that for an adult male, breaking an arm will probably be the limit of the damage one of his clones can take. But he's nervous. Nervous because if his arm is broken, he may not be the real Jin and might disappear. And in the end, Twice has both of his arms broken, finally confirming to him that he is in fact the real Jin, which we will discuss later. Before we look at this awesome ending though, who is this gorilla looking dude? Who is this Donkey Kong guy that Skeptic is sitting on and using as a table? Yeah, that's right. Both. There's two of them. Poor guy's a damn puppet. The guy sitting on the paramonkeys is brutal. Skeptic not only sends the puppets to go out and kill Toga and taunt Twice while they're doing it, but also the method they use. They're trying to snap her neck as she's trying to regain consciousness. Absolute savagery. Luckily, Twice awakens and goes plus ultra, For a long time, Twice has been doubting himself, so afraid of getting seriously hurt, as this might prove he is not the real one. This smile and exclamation when Twice realizes he is the real version of himself is amazing, and probably really terrifying for the Liberation Army. Both his arms are broken, he's in excruciating pain, but he's not disappearing, he is laughing, overjoyed with how much relief he feels in this moment. Twice is finally willing to test his identity and get hurt when his friends are on the line, because when he was at his lowest, it was them that picked him up. It was Toga that made him whole. And Twice, no matter which version of himself he is, would never betray them, and would never kill her. No longer fearing anything, Twice uses his doubling quirk on himself and unlocks his full potential and devastating power. Here's the important thing to note here. When Twice creates these 11 versions, and perhaps more in the future chapters, of himself, they're fully suited up, including their masks. But when he did this, he wasn't wearing his mask. This means when Twice creates clones, he can make them better than the original versions, or at least fully restored or correct versions of the original. Does this mean Twice could potentially heal or even revive people just by cloning them? If you remember, this is why the Liberation Army wants Twice in the first place, so that he'll just constantly clone Redestro anytime something happens to him, and he'll never die like his predecessor did. Also, it's why the Liberation Army done messed up. As always, thanks for watching. I wonder if Twice will get his revenge on Skeptic. My guess is that once he saves Toga, they'll both be just too exhausted to do anything. But let me know what you guys think. With this newfound power of Twice's doubling quirk, how will the Liberation Army use it to their advantage? And is it true? Can Twice actually make someone immortal just by doubling them? Let me know in the comments below. And if you guys like My Hero Academia content and these manga chapter reviews, consider enrolling at UA today by clicking the subscribe button down below. And until next time, plus ultra, plus ultra.
夜